All right, so today I'm going to talk about 10 skills that make people rich. So I want to go through some of these strategies with you. If you've joined, say hi, let me know where you are dialing from. I want to go through some of these. So the reason I want to talk about this is if you want to create more like success in your life, you've got to have more skills in your life. So what are some of the skills that you've got to create? And you've probably heard this saying that, the more people that know who you are, the more people know what you do, the more income that you're going to make. So I'm going to kind of go through some of these strategies and share with you exactly how this works. So the first skill that makes people rich is the ability to manage your emotions. You've got to be able to manage your emotions. It's not what you do, it's how you do something, right? The more people that know who you are, the more people likely are to do something, right? So that's why I think, when it comes to creating, your mindset and, to have the skill set, you really want to start making sure that we are managing our emotions, because they say that your personal will and your personal way to take action, how you feel determines what you will do, and what you will do determines where you'll be in the future. We've got some of you joining. Hi, thanks for you. By the way, where you're watching live from right now, if you can hear me okay, by the way, I'm using this new little mic here. Just give me a yes if you can hear me loud and clear, and we'll go through this. The second skill that makes people rich is the ability to be able to sell. So you've got to be able to sell, right? Meaning, if you've got a product or a service right now, hey Hanok, how you doing? Good to see you all. And do me a favor and share this, by the way, because I want to go into some of these strategies to really help you all kind of learn some of these strategies, because kind of the first time I'm coming live in quite a while, so I kind of want to give you some of these strategies as well. So the second one is that you got to be able to sell your products and services, right? They say that, the more people know who we are, the more likely are people are to, to do something. So we have to sell, and we also have to serve, right? We have to sell and we want to serve, okay? The third one is that you got to get really good at communicating. So communication is really important. Like how we communicate, how we put things out there is determined on where we're going to be in the future. So this is why I think, it's really about creating, like you can do visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. So one of these sort of three types of negotiation. So if I'm able to do that, it gives me the power. Because sometimes we say to people, how do I get to this place? And they try and tell you, and unfortunately they don't give you the right directions, and maybe you've heard it wrong. So it's really important that when we are putting things out, that we want to make sure that we are communicating with visual, auditory, or kinesthetic, one of these three things. Okay, but by the way, for those of you watching right now, like what do you prefer to communicate? Do you prefer to communicate in visual, auditory, or kinesthetic? Like what type of things do you do? All right, let me know below. The four is that you got to have the power of networking, right? So it's not who you know, but it's who knows you, right? So if you're able to help support people, and I think one of the best ways to be able to put yourself out there, the best ways, the best times to be able to see more people out there is to do some kind of collaboration. So when you collaborate, you get access to more people, and that in return builds your network. So your network equals your net worth. Your network equals your net worth. Okay, so I remember when I first started in real estate, and one of my first mentors, he said to me, he said, John, if you mentor with me, I can get you some deals. And I did, and I started finding, a lot of people who could actually, start finding below market value deals, and that's how I negotiate. I had to get paid 1% of the finder's fee, which is pretty cool. So number four is that your network is your network. You've got to always start increasing your network. And number five is you've got to have good negotiation skills. The two types of negotiation that I'd recommend. The first type of negotiation is what we call terms negotiation. So if you're ever negotiating property, you want to find people who want to sell their property fast, and get those people to sell to you based on the terms. So you give them what they want for the property, they give you the terms in which to buy it. So that tends to work really well. Number six is strategic thinking. So we've got to get really good at thinking strategically. Like sometimes, how many of you're trying to do stuff, but you're overwhelmed, you've got a lot of things, you're like, oh God, John, like I'm trying to do this stuff, but it just doesn't quite translate. How many of you have have experienced that before, where you get a lot of overwhelm? Give me a yes or give me a thumbs up if you've ever experienced that yourself. Right? You kind of get this overwhelm, like I'm overwhelmed, right? And you have this like foggy thinking, like you can't hit, a bullseye in the fog. You got to have that fog clear. And once you have that fog clear, then you can see the target. Hanok says yes, right? So you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we got to be able to and make sure that we can see the woods, through the trees, so to speak. So we've got to have that. And it's also this 80-20 rule. What's 20% of the things that get you 80% of the results? They say that 20% of the population holds 80% of the wealth, and that is true. Right? So we got to look at what are some of the things that you're doing strategically to think, to do in order for you to start, again, growing, achieving more, and just thinking. Sometimes slower is faster. How many agree? Sometimes slower is faster. Type in yes if you agree with that. All right. And then another one that we've got, number 7, the 7th skill that make people rich is the power of marketing. So you've got to be able to market your business. I know it says yes, appreciate that. You've got to be able to market your business. There's so many different ways we can market our business, but you've got Facebook, you've got LinkedIn, YouTube, Google, Twitter, Instagram. You're watching this on YouTube right now, all right? So each one of these has a different way to be able to grow, right? So if I say to every single one of you right now, there are ways to specifically grow on Facebook. So you want to use a lot of reels, for example. Any new features that any social media platform has, it gives you more organic reach. So that's what I want to do. LinkedIn, you want to use creator mode. So creator mode gives you the ability to gain followers now. So before you had to have connections, now you actually gain followers, which is pretty cool. Funface says, man, I need all the skills. Let's just practice it every day, right? Just get good at it. I mean, for me, I'm still practicing right now, trying to, present on camera live, So I just, for me, I always want to find out what are some of the things that people do. So, for example, with LinkedIn. So I'm now working really close with LinkedIn on their creator program. So they now have something called LinkedIn Audio. All right? And LinkedIn Audio, again, gives you the ability to go live without having to show your face. So I could do this exact same thing now going live on Instagram at the same time. So that's a pretty good strategy. If you're using things like YouTube, so now you've got YouTube Live, so you're watching this now on YouTube Live. But you can also, I would recommend that you all upload videos. Try and upload videos every day, because it's the collective of all the videos that give you a lot of views. So I just checked the stats for the last 28 days of my channel, and it hit like 183,000 people. So. But each one doesn't get 180. It's a combination of all the videos that you put up. The great thing about when you put it up, it stays there forever, so people can watch it afterwards as well. So that tends to work. And then you've got things like Google. So you definitely all need to start using Google. So Google is, of course, owned. They own YouTube. So if you put videos on YouTube, they also start to show up in Google as well. So that tends to work pretty well. Then you've got Twitter. So I'm on Twitter right now. What I'll do actually later, I'll link the my handles to all my social media below this. But the great thing about this is that you're now able to take your Twitter profiles. You can do Twitter Spaces. You can do Twitter posts. So there's lots of ways to market your business. The idea of creating this is to have distribution. The more people that know who you are, the more likely people are to do something. We've got Wongo Wong says, "Hey John, how you doing? Hope you're well." All right, so that is number 7. Of course, Instagram. So I've got a lot of people right now that are now following me on Instagram. So there are lots of different strategies. Your audio videos are great, smart goals. Oh, I appreciate that. Well, I haven't uploaded videos to YouTube for about maybe over a year and a half, because my community keeps saying, "Hey John, how come we're not uploading videos to YouTube anymore?" So if you guys want more content, and I can just let me know what type of content or videos would you like me to create more of? Just let me know below, and I can create more of that type of content that you actually want to see. Because some people say, "Oh, John, I don't want to know about that. I want to know about investing. I want to know about real estate. I want to know about building a brand, creating a profitable business. I just want to know how to make more money." So there's so many different things that you can do that can help you do that. So, and number 7, again, using Twitter, and also, of course, using Instagram as well. Number 8 is that you've got to understand your wealth profile. So some of you are risk averse, some of you are not risk averse, some of you are really good at ideas, some of you are not good at completing ideas. So there's so many different things that you can do to, again, allow you to create more faster. And so for me, I'm always thinking about, okay, well, what is that? right? So for me, I'm good at coming up with ideas, but I'm not really that good at, executing. So I have a COO, I have someone in my company that can help me execute these ideas as well. All right. So we have number 9. Number 9 is taking massive action. Okay, one skill that's going to make you rich is take massive action. The more action you take, the more money you make. The more action you take, the more money you make. Hans has a video about unique ideas and how to share them, and you want to share them with. Okay, I can talk about some of the stuff like that. So success is when preparation meets the opportunity, right? So we've always got to be ready for things. That's why it's always good to be educated. Like, for example, crypto. People ask me about crypto all the time. Like, goes up, down. It's so volatile, right? So you got to keep an eye on it. I met a friend of mine recently, and he said, John, I've been so busy, I didn't keep an eye on my Bitcoin, and then he just lost thousands of dollars by not keeping an eye on it. So that's why it's taking action, but daily action. Right? Consistency comes from doing things on a regular basis over and over and over again. So we've got to make sure that we're always taking massive action. Number 10 is that you've got to have, oh, by the way, if you're enjoying this content, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, turn on bell notifications, and do me a favor and share this. Copy the link and then send it to a friend, and then have them watch this. Because if you have people, my goal is to really empower more people around the world with this specific strategy, this specific tactics, and all these things are again, I've learned over the last 15 years of being in business, and I just want to kind of tell you all the things that work and just give it to you. So number 10, the 10th skill that makes people rich is the power of influence, right? You've got to have influence, right? Elon Musk can make one post, and that one post can literally move the whole crypto market. It can move the whole Doge market. Jeremy Clarkson can give one bad review on a car, and then it can tank the sales of the car. So there's 3 types of influence that we want to create. Number 1 is what we call brand influence. Like, people know who you are, they know what you do. You've created a brand. Number 2 is connections. So I mentioned this, talking about your network is your net worth. And then the third one is distribution. Right? Distribution. If you've got, if millions of people can see what you have to say in a very short space of time, then you've got distribution channels. So this is why I love all of these things that we're talking about right now. And for me, it's one of the best ways to start creating, more wealth in your life. So if you've enjoyed this, by the way, give me a thumbs up. Give me a yes. Type in yes if you have enjoyed this. And what I'll do is, if any of you, if you love this type of content, what I'll do is I'll go live more often. But if not, then I just probably won't, because I haven't uploaded content for about a year now. But if a lot of you keep asking me for more content, then I will continue to do more content. So really hope that you got a lot of value from this, and I look forward to seeing you. By the way, I'll link a few videos here and here, and so you can check those out. So if you're looking to grow your business, if you're looking to earn more income, if you're looking to create a big brand, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll create more content based on these strategies as well. So hope you found this useful, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Thanks for joining us live, by the way.